Yo, what up guys? I'm DDR002 and welcome to Elevated Cannabis News, where we're focused on figuring out the news when we're high. First up on Cannabis News, let's get into some serious stuff. The coronavirus. Ugh, kind of scary stuff, but it's out there. And as the infection slowly starts to hit the West Coast and the Americas, the CDC is actually warning people to start stocking up on their meds. The CDC suggests that you should stock up on at least 1 month's supply of medication. This article, found at leafly.com, is primarily focused on Seattle and the Seattle cannabis shops and the communities at hand. Early reports have shown that Seattle-based cannabis companies have been seeing some bumps and slumps in sales depending on the level of infection in certain areas of Seattle. King County, which Seattle resides in, just recently asked all businesses to go on a strict work-from-home basis. By doing this has put quite a strain on cannabis retailers, meaning they're seeing less and less foot traffic to their stores. Stores trying to gain their customers are trying to offer good deals on cannabis products as well as speedy delivery to help make up for those lost sales. So let's hope this coronavirus starts getting figured out and Seattle residents start to get back to work. This way we can get the cannabis industry back flourishing the way that we actually want it to be. Tough times for Canopy Growth. They will be closing 2 locations, a total of 3 million square feet. Now this is a split between a 1.7 million square foot facility in Delta and another 1.3 million square foot facility in Langley. Canopy Growth announces that these facilities will no longer be essential to their cultivation footprint in the industry. Reports also show that Canopy is not the only company struggling with this. Many LPs, as reported earlier in other cannabis segments, are also struggling with their facilities. So let's see what the future has to hold for the LPs, and let's hope they can figure this stuff out. Windsor, Ontario receives its second application for a cannabis dispensary. This new store will be located at 7833 Tecumseh Road East. The application coming from a company calling themselves the Shiny Bud Cannabis Co. Pretty interesting name. Let's see what they got. Also, as of March 2nd, the Ontario lottery method of choosing an application to be approved, this old method has now been terminated, allowing for now anybody to file an application to open up a cannabis store in Ontario. There is literally no limit to the amount of stores that can be in one city as long as the city approves. So let's see what Windsor has in store. Very exciting stuff, especially to see that Ontario is lifting this weird lottery pick situation and just allowing anybody to go file a location so they can open up one on their own. From Vice News, how ignorant is the Canadian government when it really comes to legal cannabis? It just goes to show a few politicians are quite ignorant when it comes to it. Now, the latest example is from Canadian Health Minister Patty Hajdu. Patty Hajdu was quoted saying, "Canadians should avoid using cannabis to protect their health." Obviously, Patty hasn't been watching much of my cannabis science show. As we all know with cannabis, every human, vertebrate and invertebrate, has an endogenous endocannabinoid system with CB1 and CB2 receptors throughout our body, our CB2 receptors being responsible for regulating our immune system. So for Patty to be saying that cannabis should be avoided to protect our health seems a little funny. You'd think we'd have a little bit more education in government, but this is where we lie. With almost 4 decades of science-backed information on the health benefits of cannabis, we know as Canadians we should be speaking more about the health benefits and creating a dialogue between Canadians, not warning Canadians to stay away from something that could potentially help them. Now, always consult with a doctor or physician before ever consuming or ingesting cannabis for any type of health reasons. But the science is out there, my friends. Just Google it. Or check out Elevated Science every week, where I will educate you on all the intricacies of science, cannabis, cannabinoids, and terpenes, and all that this beautiful plant has to offer. Now, one of the benefits of legalization, you would think, would be to start reducing the negative stigma that cannabis has got over time. However, with such comments like Patty and other health ministers, how can we change that stigma? Another quote from former journalist and Tory MP Peter Kent told Vice, "Kids will be just as dead from weed-related accidents as from fentanyl." Now, comparing cannabis to fentanyl, my dude, come on. Please tell me, where's the science to back this up? Alcohol is still the main cause of death for substance abuse-related hospitalizations and death. So tell me, what is the worst substance here? Is it the guy smoking some cannabis and eating some Doritos on his couch and getting a bellyache? Or is it the fentanyl causing ODs and deaths, causing car accidents and bad decisions on a regular basis? It just goes to show that at the highest level of government, our officials are comparing fentanyl and alcohol to cannabis. It just goes to show the lack of education. Next up, from winemagazine.com, weed-infused wine will be soon hitting the Canadian market. With new technology coming in alcohol removal, as well as a new cannabinoid delivery method, we could see alcohol-free cannabis wine in the coming future. This new method of infusion uses a technology that encapsulates the cannabinoids in a substance that allows them to be emulsified in water. The benefit being THC is more water-soluble, making it more bioavailable. This allows for a much faster onset, an onset within 10 to 20 minutes, as opposed to up to an hour or more when combined with fat substances. So, very exciting news for the cannabis and wine industry. No set date on when we might see this, but we do see an exciting future when it does come to cannabis and wine infusion. Psychedelic drugs prepare to enter the Toronto stock market. Companies are starting to develop medical treatments using substances as ketamine, LSD, and psilocybin mushrooms. As some of you may know, research has been done in the United States and some research in Canada for some years. One company that's been pushing for greater medicinal usage for psychedelics is MAPS. MAPS has an organization located in Canada as well as the US, and has been lobbying for the use of medicinal psychedelics for over 2 decades now. The Canadian company Mind Medicine Inc. is running clinical trials right now with psychedelics. Now, the company still has some final approvals to go through, but once complete, we should see Mind Medicine on Toronto's NEO exchange in early March. Very exciting stuff. I would have never even thought we'd actually see a psychedelic company on a Toronto stock exchange in my lifetime. Another company, Field Trip Psychedelics Inc., is building a network of clinics that will focus on ketamine psychotherapy. The first clinic will open in Toronto as early as next month, with more clinics to open in New York City and Los Angeles. Ketamine is well known to help with PTSD and depression. Something to think about if any of you have struggled out there with one of those two. But first, always talk with your doctor. And that's the news. Thanks a ton for joining me, guys. I'm DDR002. Easy to search. Go and check out my Instagram, where you can find lots of cool new content, mini clips, and go check my story, where I always have fun daily clips of myself doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Have a great day. Stay litty as a kitty.